Hi, my name is Libby Bex, and I'll be talking about a nationwide abortion ban with the problems, the causes, and solutions of abortion. At a young age, we're told that murder is one of the greatest crimes a human can commit. As a society, we believe that murderers should go to prison and get the death sentence. But in the last few years in America, we've seen the issue of abortion come up repeatedly. There are usually two sides to the argument: the pro-life side, where people believe that abortion should be banned, and the pro-choice side, where people believe that it is their body and they can choose to do what they want with it. Now, how does abortion and murder go together? Well, they are both murder. The only difference is one person is born and the other is still in the womb. According to the perspectives on sexual and reproductive health, there was 1,026,690 abortions that happened last year in 2023. Well, according to the CDC, there was only 24,849 homicide deaths in 2023. Both are murder, but both are looked at completely differently and it's time that we start valuing the life of the child in the womb just as much as the person outside of the womb. Because the Supreme Court has overturned Roe v. Wade and has turned the issue of abortion back to the states, there has been more abortions. According to the same article referenced earlier, the number of abortions in 2020 was 93,160 abortions before the overturning of Roe v. Wade. That is a difference of 96,530 abortions. If Congress passed a federal abortion ban giving the unborn their right to life, we would not only see a drastic decline in abortion rates, but as well as a significant help in women's health. Abortion poses a significant problem because it not only kills an innocent unborn baby, but also causes great harm and long-term effects on the mother. According to Women's Life Clinic, the National Library of Medicine, published in 2018, stated that abortion is constantly associated with elevated rates of mental illness compared to women without a history of abortion. The abortion experience directly contributes to the mental health problems for at least some women. There are more long-term effects with abortions I'll get into later, but it is important to recognize the negative causes of abortion. As we talk about abortion, we'll look at the problems, causes, and solutions. First, let's talk about the problems caused by abortion. The first thing is the harm to the baby. Abortion, according to the National Library of Medicine, is a procedure to end pregnancy. What is not talked about in the article is the harm abortion does to the baby. Now, whoever says a fetus isn't a living human being is just factually wrong. Biologically speaking, human life starts at conception when a sperm and egg meet. But when does the baby start showing signs of life? Well, just at the first week to 4 weeks, when the sperm and egg meet, a zygote is created, and going into the 5th week, we start to see the brain, spinal cord, as well as the heart start to form. And this is when we get our first brain waves and heartbeat, as well as according to the Cleveland Clinic. Now that we know that the baby in the womb is truly living, we can ask the question, do babies feel pain in abortion? Well, yes. According to WebMD, research has shown that pain receptors start to develop in the body as early as 7 weeks. Usually pro-choice people justify the killing of the baby because they say the baby cannot feel pain. But it is shown that the baby can, which is even more of a reason to ban abortion. If murder is illegal, then why is an abortion? There is no difference between abortion and murder because both are killing a life that says a heartbeat, that can feel pain and has brain waves. As I stated earlier, abortion is constantly associated with mental health illness. According to the Louisiana Department of Health, some women have reported serious psychological effects after the abortion, including depression, grief, anxiety, lowered self-esteem, regret, attachment, flashbacks, and substance abuse. What is not talked about with abortion is that just because the pregnancy is ended with abortion, it does not take away from the psychological pain of it. There is more than just mental health risks associated with abortion, but also physical harm. According to the Palm Beach Women's Clinic, women are at a higher risk of having preterm birth, risk of pelvic inflammatory disease, infertility, and uncontrollable bleeding or damage to the uterus. Abortion ends up causing more harm than it does good. It does not make sense why we should have a law that allows women to suffer more. We are told that abortion is a woman's right, but women's rights should be protecting women, not harming them. Now that we've discussed the problems of abortion, we will uncover the underlying cause of it. The main cause of abortion is financial circumstances. It isn't any surprise that a baby costs a lot of money. You must buy diapers, a crib, baby clothes, just to name a few. So it is not a surprise when the BMC Women's Health Clinic came out with a study of why women get abortions. According to the study, taken from 2008 to the end of 2010, 950 women from 30 abortion clinics were questioned, and 40% of them said it was due to financial reasons. It does not help that due to inflation, it has made it more difficult just for the normal one person to afford living. Because financial circumstances are one of the top reasons women get abortions, it shows that they are unable to get one, they could end up a lot worse. According to NPR, most women who seek abortions are already low income. Research shows that When these women are banned from ending their pregnancy, they wind up worse off. Now this does seem to counteract my claim, but it actually doesn't. To ban abortion, we need to get more governmental help. To help struggling mothers get financial help and resources they need. So to ban it, it is not just to ban and leave the struggling mother behind, but also to pass laws to help the mother. After addressing the causes of abortion, we will finally consider some solutions to the problem. The first solution is legislative. The first example of abortion ban we can see is in Indiana after Roe v. Wade was overturned in Indiana, putting into law making abortion illegal with only certain circumstances that went into effect in August of 2023. Before the law went into effect, according to Charlotte Loiser Institute in 2020, there was 9,529 abortions in Indiana. After the law was passed, there is now only 4,673. This is important because the birth rate here in America has been declining 2% annually from 2014 to 2020 when the CDC published their article. A decline in the birth rate can cause many problems for the future generation, like fewer workers and economic and global impacts. But we cannot just ban abortions without having more resources for women. One of the most common resources that the government gives to women with financial needs is a card called WIC, which stands for Women, Infant, and Children. The card is only given to women who are considered in poverty. An example of this is from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It says that there is a family of 3, they can only make $47,767 annually to be considered eligible, as well as the mother must be pregnant, postpartum, breastfeeding, or have a child under the age of 5. To be able to make a federal abortion ban work, the requirements for a card like WIC needs to be raised because there are tons of women who have children but yet are still struggling. My sister-in-law, for example, has a 7-month-old baby, and even though both my sister-in-law and brother work, they're still struggling financially to take care of the baby, but they just barely make enough money to be considered for WIC. The government is not the only thing that can help struggling mothers. If an abortion ban did happen, the Catholic Church has a big organization called the Gabriel Project. According to their website, they offer pregnancy information, assistance with prenatal care, maternity and baby clothes, cribs, strollers, and other baby items, referrals for housing, medical care and counseling, and parenting support or adoption information. This is just one of the many nonprofit organizations that can help mothers in need. Additionally, we as a society can make these resources more well known. Instead of telling women that abortion is the best choice, we should inform them the dangers of abortion and let them know all the organizations ran by the government and nonprofits that will help. We need to start to inform people about the pro-life movement wants to care for not only the baby but also the mother, and that abortion should never be the answer. As we've explored the issue of abortion, we looked at the problems that cause women to get abortions and solutions. While abortion will most not likely be banned nationwide anytime soon, every state that puts laws into place with restrictions or ban, we are one step closer to having all life being valuable no matter the age or how small they are. It has been seen that abortion causes more harm than it does good for the baby and the mother, but it is usually seen as an only choice for women who are struggling financially. If the government can raise the minimum income for women who can get financial help, and if we can do our best to inform one another about all the resources available, we can one day make abortion illegal nationally, and no family will have to worry about having to struggle to take care of their child. And these are my sources.